I have seen the promise of America in my own life. My parents would have never dreamed that their son would be a U.S. Senator, let alone run for president. But for too many of our fellow Americans, the dream of progress and opportunity is being denied by the grind of an economy that funnels all the wealth to the top. This quote is coming from a man who has chosen to declare equality in the United States of America to try to form the more perfect union that is stated in our U.S. Constitution. This man that is being spoken of is a senator from Vermont, and mostly known right now as a front-running presidential candidate named Bernie Sanders. Mr. Bernie Sanders presented in his speech, obviously the most important topics to him that need to be discussed and confronted for the people of this country to maintain the status of the American dream. These topics include income and wealth equality, economics, climate change, jobs, raising wages, reforming Wall Street, healthcare war, and even something that might fit for everyone in this classroom right now, college. Most of his proposals include many positive attributes that could be added in our country for the American people to sufficiently run on, but that doesn't mean every problem solver presented is sufficient. This is a direct quote from Mr. Sanders' announcement. The current federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour is a starvation wage and must be raised. The minimum wage must become a living wage, which means raising it to $15 an hour over the next few years, which is exactly what Los Angeles recently did, and I applaud them for doing that. Our goal as a nation must be to ensure that no full-time worker lives in poverty. Hearing and seeing the difference of the wages in the economy, it might sound, pleasing to the ear or pleasing to the eye once you see the amount. But did you know the average hourly wage of an EMT worker is $14.61 an hour? That means those people are competing with people working at lower-end jobs, including fast food, retail work, that only require a minimum of a high school degree. We would have to live with people that are not required for these specific degrees, and that they would be taking advantage of this. What happens when we raise wages? Well, you have to go back to the economics of it. When you raise the wage, you have to raise the prices around you, the items around you. Gas would go up, groceries would go up, the cost of living would go up. So that going back to wouldn't be as sufficient. One of his most positive propositions is addressing wealth and income inequality. There needs to be laws implemented to give the millionaires and billionaires bigger tax breaks, because when we give them the tax breaks, we're taking away from those who are truly in need. You see, taxing them would not change anything. What we're doing is, or taking away anything bad. So the big ballers, us taxing them, would give back to the economy sufficiently. We would have people that could have more funding in schools, have more funding in different implements of our country, and it could go back to so many things. Our tax money isn't always broken up evenly, and that's something as the American people we need to look into. This is one of the big points that Mr. Sanders is trying to get across to all of us today. It is truly a big eye-opener for us, and when you think of what is really happening around you. The overall vision for Mr. Bernie Sanders is for each and every single one of us to get the equal opportunities we deserve. This is coming from a man who has not had money all of his life. He is a child of a European immigrant, and one that understands that it's okay to get help at times when most needed, but not take advantage of it. We must not automatically judge people and criticize for those who need help. You never know when you might need those types of situations where you're the one to lose a job and you're the one in need of a dire situation to get money or get help from someone. Direct quote from Bernie is, "The lesson to be learned is that when people stand together and are prepared to fight back, there is nothing that can't be accomplished." Bernie is prepared to fight the criticism that comes with people living in a place where there is help and resources available for every single person.